In the insurance world, poor customer service offenses are considered especially common. The people who battle these stereotypes are members of an elite squad known as Team Portal Insurance. These are their stories.
We are on our way to have breakfast with Ariel Rivera from Deere Insurance in Jacksonville, Florida, who is in town for the PIA of Louisiana, speaking to the PIA of Louisiana. It's not often I get someone from insurance land in my neck of the woods, so we decided to grab breakfast this morning and solve all the industry's problems.
The word PIA works, and I believe the Big I is similar. I don't know much about the Big I. So every affiliate, has its own board, and then it has what is called a national director.
Yeah.
And then that person is who represents the affiliate or your state in the national level. When we go to DC, we go to advocacy, lobbying, and all that stuff. And I've been since 2015.
Okay, cool.
I was elected to be the Puerto Rico one. And after that, I just got so involved in national, and I love it. As soon as I realized when I went to national my first year, relationships I built, people I met, I was adopted by Louisiana.
Yeah.
So it was a funny thing because, every delegation, they travel together. So there's, 10, 20 maybe out of every state coming along. But then Puerto Rico, I travel by myself.
Okay.
So I was like, the lone baby right there.
Yeah.
But then Louisiana adopted me, Michigan adopted me as well,
Nice.
Nebraska. So I will always be with, those states wherever they go.
That's awesome.
Cool thing is when you're national, and that's, whenever I speak, I always say this regarding the organization, you realize it's more about the country. Like every agency in the country, which is something you guys do at the podcast, that it's mind-blowing because you're reaching out and you're preaching to everyone. We're all the same. And I love how you say, we're always putting out fires, we're always going crazy on phone calls. That's our life.
Yeah.
But we can all speak the same language. So it doesn't matter you're in California, New York, Florida, Alabama, or whatever. So
To some degree, you're 80% dealing with the same things, the same
Yes.
problems.
Yep.
That was my pitch to my wife to get her to date me.
Really?
Yeah, because she's a State Farm agent, and she was like, I don't know, you're my competitor. What happens if it doesn't work out? Our offices were next door to each other. Like that could get really ugly really
that's
fast.
true.
I said, hey, how would you like to come home from a rough day at work and you don't have to spend 15 minutes explaining what uninsured motorist is, so you could get to the problem. This is why I had a bad day, but first I have to explain this
what
coverage.
happened. Yes.
Exactly.
Wow.
I was like, I'll know exactly what you're dealing with.
Man,
And that
no
was
wonder.
the pitch. And she was like, okay, let's
No
go on a
wonder.
date.
That's amazing. No wonder you got so lucky. That was a
really
good pitch.
I got really lucky.
Yeah, I think it's good when you're talking, because like when you go to some of these state associations, I was just talking about this with Ariel, you can give the most basic of presentations when it comes to marketing and branding, and it blows their mind, right? And then you'll also have some people in there who are pretty advanced. You can't just go in there one angle or the other. So I think especially when you're talking about branding, and especially personal branding to a group like that, it's very, very, very important that you show examples of like, hey, here's one way you can do it. Here's also another way. Just because we say personal brand, we don't mean having a videographer follow you around everywhere. Or, it could be as simple as, hey, I'm going to lunch today with a city councilman. Here's our picture. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think it's important to give those examples. And I think too many agency owners, when you mention letting their people build their brand, their mind automatically goes to, oh, they're branding a whole separate agency and separating themselves. No, it needs to be done in conjunction with, and that's why it's important to have those conversations with your team, and because if I don't allow my people to build their personal brand, but at the same time I'm not on top of my brand, they're either gonna leave, or they're gonna do it, or they're gonna be miserable. And you don't want any of the three. But if they do it, then that's when it's delineating from your, separating from your agency, and they're building their own thing. And that's when it's really hurtful. So that's why it's kind of like bad PR. You got to get out ahead of it. It's agency owners,
Exactly.
like you're better off having, hey, we're going to let you do this, and here are the guidelines, rather than, no, we can't do it at all,
So, oftentimes people ask us when they are leasing an apartment why they should get renter's insurance above and beyond the levels that the landlord's requiring in order to move in the apartment. So you move in the apartment, the landlord requires certain coverages for you to be eligible to live at that apartment, right? Well, oftentimes we tell people those coverages are not nearly enough, and I have a perfect example why. Unit above us, zoom in on the paper towel. The unit above us installed their washing machine incorrectly, which subsequently caused their apartment to leak and leak down to us. So now we're dealing with this problem here today with this water leak. And we have the mayor of Mobile coming here in about 45 minutes for an event, so that's good. And who knows, it may not be the unit above us, it may be the unit above them, and the unit above them, and the unit above them. You just damaged all those units, and you're sitting here with paper thin coverage, just gonna not help you a dime. Get renter's insurance.
Alright guys, everybody ready? On 3, 1, 2, 3. Good.
All right.
That's Spencer. Thank you.
All right.